Alright, now I've added on my numbers and my hands, and basically for the numbers, they basically come like this, and I just cut them off basically. I cut them off from the bottom. You can see it's got little plastic at the bottom that's attached. You just got to cut them off. I just use scissors, and once I cut them all off and everything, I just lay them out in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And once I lay it out, then basically I just take my little gadget here that I was showing you before, and once I basically have everything off, first I just slide it on here, and I kind of just line it up with 12 like so that basically when I stick the numbers on, everything lines up exactly. And once I have that on, then I just add the hands on, and this came in black, and I just had some silver paint, so I just basically just put silver paint over top of it just to give it a different look to it. And this one's almost done. The only final detail is just on the back. You need something to hang. So I'll be showing you how I add my screws in the hanger that I basically use. I just use wire and just in an arch kind of shape with 2 screws on each end, just holding it. And I'll be showing you next how to do that. Okay, so I just added the wire hanger hook, I guess you can call it, on the back, and basically all I used was 2, if you can read it here, can't really zoom in on this camera, all it is just wafer head framing screws, 8 times 9/16. I like it because of I don't know if you can see it on here, but the actual size of the head on it has like a washer onto it, so I like it because it's easy and it's thin. You don't really need a whole lot. 9/16 is a good size for backing to go into it. And then just did I just had the wire, and I just basically did a little loop, twist tie it kind of on the ends, and then just screwed it in, and that basically worked really good, so that when you hang it up, it'll be nice and strong. Okay, here is the horse, because the Buffalo Bills one is done right now. That one's completed now. And so I thought I'd show you the horse one. Last time you saw it was just sanded, the edges and everything. But if you notice in some areas, kind of on the nose here, if I can go in a little bit more, 3D effect that I did on the mouth here, on the nose here, and up on the ear here, and the ear as well. And all I basically did was just use my Dremel tool. And I just picked a bit that was just a round bit on the end, like a little tiny ball. I mean, you can use whatever works best for you. I found that one just worked really good for me. And I penciled out my lines where I want it to be, and I just kind of went in lightly, sanded it when I was done, and just used a Dremel tool, like I said, just to take out the areas. And I found it worked really, really well. And afterwards, I just did a lot of sanding. No, when I painted a few more black colors, so it will make it stand out nice. And for the mouth, all I basically did was just take an X-Acto knife, and all my pencil line just kind of went down nicely, just to make it nice and strong there. And so that's pretty much it for that. For the eye over here, for the eye, if you basically can see, I don't know if I can go so close up on it. For the eye, I basically penciled out, and I used a Dremel tool to kind of carve out, because I was going to use a marble for the eye, but it just wasn't working. It had that nice shiny effect and everything, but wasn't quite the shape. So basically I just added putty around here, and it actually made it look a lot nicer. And the putty was just those quick putties. It's called Quick Putty. I believe Lee Valley carries it. I'm not sure though. That's where I got it from. I believe that's where I got it from. And basically, it's just a putty that you mix. It comes in a long tube, and you just mix it and roll it into a little ball. It becomes a little sticky, but when it dries like hard as a rock. So I mean, it it's excellent, and can paint over that. And then for the eye, to make it nice and black, I just used this stuff here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is stuff I use. It's meant for your t-shirts or whatever, for designing on t-shirts. I'm sure you can get it at any craft store or any local store. And I just did about 3 or 4 layers because it kind of shrunk every time because it was really thick. But I think I did about 3 or 4 layers on it. Can't totally remember, but I just got it just so I liked it, and it turned out really well. So this is it for right now, how it is. And my next step right now is going to be painting it into different colors. I'm probably going to go with the light brown, and this up here, I don't know if you can see, it's in pencil line, very faded. For the mane, it's going to be white, and for the hair, I haven't totally decided yet. I'm thinking maybe yarn or something just to give it that little 3D look effect to it, because I've already gone to that extent already for 3D. So we'll find out and see what goes on next. Okay, I just finished painting my horse, and it turned out really, really well. I'm really happy the way that it turned out. And I don't know if you guys can see here on a close-up here, if I can get some little nose on a horse on the bottom of the chin. It's always a little darker around the nostrils and around the eye as well. It's a little darker. So it turned out really, really well. I'm really pleased with it. And the next step I'm going to do actually is I was going to put the mane on next, but I decided not to because I'm going to need to know where my numbers go. So my numbers end up here. Well, I want to kind of glue the mane so it doesn't, the hair basically, and doesn't interfere with the clock, because you kind of don't want the clock to go around and then it accidentally twists up into it. So that'll be my next step. Okay, I just finished putting on the numbers, and it's really coming along. And as you can see here, it all worked out really nicely. And I did the same thing to the Buffalo Bills one. I just used some silver paint and just painted it silver, and it looks really nice, stands out nicely, matches nicely. So the reason why I did that now, as you can see the numbers close, obviously I can't have the hair coming all the way down. It can have like a little strain, but the rest I can technically have coming down all the way back. So that's why I thought it was a good idea. Otherwise you'll have numbers on top of the hair and stuff, and it might not look so nice. So that'll be my next step, is just putting on the hair here and a little bit down there. Okay, I added the mane onto the horse now, if you can see, and all it is craft fur that I found at a craft store, and I think it looked better. I was going to use some rope, and or not rope, but kind of yarn, black, but just by looking when I went through and found this fur, I was like, this is going to be awesome, and it is. I am so pleased how this clock turned out. And just a detail more on horse that you have to do than from like just a basic NFL symbol, you know, just a basic shape or symbol that you do. So this one had a lot more detailed. Took a little more time, but turned out really nice. And yeah, and then all I did at the back was, again, I did the same thing. If I can flip it over here, show you. I did the same thing. I just added just a small little hook. So any hanging on the wall, it's easy to do. Same way I did it as the buffalo one I did. So these are basically the horse one. Let's grab over here. So these are basically my two clocks, the horse and buffalo.